Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol,
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol.
युग पावन हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्वन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So we will complete the topic which we began yesterday, rituals. So this is the topic we began yesterday, rituals versus essence. Yeah, please read it.
Hare Krishna. Although in the conditional state, the rules are of different types, still all the steps are divided into three principal categories. According to Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, and all Smritis, three principal divisions are found: karma, jnana, and bhakti. In each division, certain prescriptions and certain prohibitions are enjoined. In the karma division, the rules of varnashrama and the 10 supplementary samskaras, as well as regulative prayers, are prescribed. Sins and bad habits are prohibited. In the Jnana division, sannyas, renunciation, detachment, and discussing matter and spirit are prescribed. Fruitive activities, forbidden activities, and attachment to sense enjoyment are prohibited. In the Bhakti division, indifference, performance of activities favorable to devotion, following the prescriptions and prohibitions of Jnana division, and cultivating devotional service with the help of those prescriptions and prohibitions are prescribed. All activities opposed to Lord, Jnana, renunciation, attachment to sense enjoyment, conclusions opposed to devotional service, and giving up action are prohibited.
Yeah. So, here also there are three parts mentioned: jnana, karma jnana, and yoga, and karma jnana and bhakti. We are following the path of bhakti yoga. So we should accept the prescriptions and prohibitions that are given in the path of bhakti, as you see here. Very simple. Anukulyasa sankalpa, pratikulyasa varjanam. Anukulyasa sankalpa means whatever is favorable, conducive for advancing in bhakti, no matter how difficult it is, we should happily accept it. Like rising early in the morning and performing all the rituals in the morning. Actually, the rituals have to be performed again with the awareness of the essence. For example, you are singing the Samsara Davanala prayers. It is addressed to whom? Addressed to your spiritual master. So one should remember, this is my spiritual master whom I am addressing now. He is an agent, he is a representative of Lord Nityananda and Balaram, who is the Adi Guru. So the Adi Guru is empowering him to have the Shakti to be one of the Gurus in the Guru Parampara. Because the Jivas who are becoming spiritual masters, they are all put in a separate tattva. They are not counted amongst the normal Jivas. They are very exalted and they are specially empowered to be able to reclaim thousands of souls from this world and take them back to Godhead. So we should worship him. A disciple who makes the Guru his deity and faithfully serves him, worships him, and also remember the Guru's contribution in our life. Each of those paragraphs talks about one type of mercy. Like the qualities of Guru is the first para, qualities mercy. And then Kirtan mercy, and Shri Vigraha, Archa Vigraha Aradhana mercy, and Prasadam mercy, and Leela mercy, and Seva mercy. All these 6 types of mercy is awarded by Guru to us. In the first 6 paragraphs they are explained. So one should gratefully remember the spiritual master every morning and 3 times a day. We should remember. In the same manner, when you are singing Sri Krishna Jai, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, so Gaur Nitai, these 2 lords are the most sweetest of the lords in all the incarnations, Krishna Balaram. Even Krishna and Balaram killed so many demons. Terrible wars and fights and everything, but when Gaur Nitai, Krishna Balaram come in the form of Gaur Nitai, they just raise the arms and they are beautifully dancing. And they are begging the conditioned souls to take to chanting Hare Krishna. So I always remember this famous song, Parama Karuna Pahudu Jana Nitai Gaur Chandra. And I also remember the other song, Akroda Paramananda Nityananda Ram. So therefore, studying the Vaishnava Acharya songs on these personalities and forms will be very helpful to build our attitude towards them, the right attitude. So whenever we see Gaur Nitai, we should think actually Gaur Nitai are the ones who lead the Sankirtan anywhere. And we are following in the Acharyas, Guru Parampara, who are following Gaur Nitai. And they are actually the deities for this Kali Yuga especially. Kali Yuga avatar is Lord Chaitanya. So more than worshipping Krishna, Lord Chaitanya is glorified in this age. Because Krishna came in Dwapara Yuga and then he has descended in Kali Yuga in another form of Lord Chaitanya. with the golden complexion of Radharani. Because Radharani is combined with Krishna, Krishna is more merciful than Krishna, added with the compassion of Radharani. So, when we look at the deities of Gaur Nitai, we should remember, oh, Lord Chaitanya is more merciful than Krishna. Nityananda is more merciful than Chaitanya also. And they delivered even the animals in the forest. And Nityananda delivered some of the most ruffians like Jagai Madai. And he would place a grass in his mouth and beg the people to chant holy name. If they wouldn't, he would roll on the ground. So, the studying of the pastimes and studying of the Vaishnava Kirtans, Vaishnava Bhajans, the main purpose is this only, to build our consciousness. One important thing I want to mention here, actually our hearing the pastimes and singing the Kirtans and chanting and all should eventually lead us to spiritual absorption. It's called as spiritual mental absorption. I find that many of the students who write mails to me saying that, Prabhuji, I am becoming very lusty, I am becoming very greedy, I am becoming very uncontrolled in my senses. I find that when they write a mail, majority of the writing is depicting or showing their, material absorption, which is very unfortunate. Because what is the use of your wearing tilak and dhoti, kurta and doing your kirtan externally, if you are not ending up in spiritual absorption? That means it's only external drama. It's not sinking in the heart. So, in order for our spiritual activities to sink in our heart, we have to be thoroughly honest and faithful in the path of devotional service by avoiding temptations, keeping them far away. Because unless you are repeatedly contemplating on the temptations, you will not get absorption. If somebody is getting a lusty absorption, he has repeatedly contemplated on lusty pictures, lusty sights, lusty activities. Otherwise, he cannot get absorption. Absorption comes by repeated dhyayato vishyan pumsaha. Then the attachment comes. Attachment doesn't come just like that. Attachment comes by repeated contemplation. So in the same manner in spiritual life, if you keep the material temptations far away, your only shelter is spiritual shelter. Initially it may be like neutral. Now you left material absorption, material activity, material dirty things, and then you are given spiritual objects. You may not enjoy them so much in the beginning, but by repeatedly absorbing in spiritual activities, contemplating, along with the understanding of the meaning, awareness, and developing gratitude, you will see that eventually spiritual absorption will arise. This is actually the gift that Krishna gives to the faithful devotees who are not cheaters. If somebody becomes a cheater in relation to externally he is doing, therefore Krishna calls him as a mithyachari. He says, mithyachara sa uchyate, karmendriyani samyamya, yaste manasa smaran, indriyartan vimudhatma, mithyachara sa uchyate. So therefore the rituals should not be empty rituals, but they should be accompanied by the essence. We don't say don't do ritual and only think of essence. No, we want both. We want to do the rituals along with the essence. Like we are doing Ashtanga Pranam. The legs, the knee, the chest, the hands, the head, and the two semi-closed eyes, and the mouth which is murmuring the mantra, and the mind. All these things are put together Ashtanga, it is called. So while our body, namely the legs and the knee and the chest and the head and the hands are touching the ground, at that time one should in the mind feel that the Lord is putting his lotus feet on my head. And this is a Lord, such a wonderful Lord Krishna. One should remember his beauty, remember his activities, remember his statements that he says in Bhagavad Gita, how he protects his devotees. Kaunte pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati yogakshema mahamyaham abhichet sudarachara bhajate mam ananya bhak. All these statements. And how he dealt with Arjuna with the Bhakta Vatsalyata. So one should actually beg the Lord, please accept me as your servant. And let me be relieved from Maya service. Let me be engaged in your service. And Radharani, the most dear and topmost devotee of Krishna. So in this way, day after day after day, if you do this ritual accompanied by the essence of understanding of the meaning, and little by little by little, the essence that you are meditating on because of repeated contemplation, that will become a state of your heart. Yeah. And then all these devotional rituals will become very relishable for you. It will awaken humility, it will awaken taste, it will awaken devotion, it will awaken a very special type of inexplicable experience, which is spiritual experience, divine experience. You will feel very safe and sheltered, just like a child feeling sheltered in the mother's lap. How the child feels child may be picked up by so many ladies, but child is not comfortable. He will be just twisting his body. But when you put it in the mother's lap, he is very peaceful. Similarly, all the shelters in this world are false shelters. We will be fed up with them. But when you come to Krishna shelter, you feel very satisfied. So therefore, any song, for example, when you are singing the Nrsimha Arati, the event of Lord Nrsimha appearing from the pillar and picking up Hiranyakashipu and killing him and protecting Prahlada actually is happening on a spiritual plane. So, therefore, those people who have a very good absorption in any activity, if they divert it towards the spiritual activity, like some people you will see they have such absorption in reading a book. If they take a book and they open the pages, they will just sit erect in one place and 4-5 hours they will read. Just turn the pages, they will finish the whole book. They had no distraction at all. No diversion, no distraction, no alternative action. That's just getting into the book, reading. Similarly, if you have to put oil from one teepai to another teepai, oil will come like this, boop, boop, like that, correct? You have to make sure that it exactly goes into the hole. You need to be attentive. Or you are welding with a welding rod, you need to be attentive. Similarly, the Samsara Davanala and all these prayers, Nrsimha Tulasi Arati, first of all, we should have knowledge of what we are doing. Who is the personality we are worshipping, you have to be aware of. Therefore, you have to study the books and learn about the personality. And then, having understood the personality's greatness, then you worship the personality with the full awareness. And then actually your awareness level is more. Then gradually the devotion will increase. Therefore, the ritual will be accompanied by essence, which is very necessary. In Bhakti Yoga, that's most important. Yeah?
When the conditioned soul advances by giving up his illicit activities or low class character, then he attains the level of karmakand. Such a person should remain in varnashram dharma and aspire to attain the level of jnana. This is his duty. He should remain in varnashram until he attains detachment from material activities by discussing the difference between matter and spirit and analyzing the nature of false ego. Otherwise, he becomes sinful. When that detachment is attained, then his higher qualification destroys his attachment to fruitive activities. But if that person still remains inclined to the rules of karmakand, then he cannot make advancement.
Yeah, so 3 levels he is saying, karmakanda, jnanakanda and bhakti. So for each of it there is a prescription. Karmakanda there is fruitive activities, which means you do yajna to go to heaven or to get something. When one comes to jnana, he knows the difference between body and soul. In the path of bhakti, what happens? All these things happen. In bhakti, initially you come with some material motivations called fruitive mentality, we call it. You have material desires. Then after some period of practicing bhakti, gradually material desires go to background. And then you start understanding difference between body and soul and super soul. When this knowledge gradually awakens, and then your false ego is dismantled. And then you go to higher. So what he is saying is in each stage, Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartham, Trinishta, Ruchi, Rati, as you are going, that means you are going beyond a lower level to higher level, and one has to follow the, the prohibitions and the prescriptions of that stage. So, we will leave this. Actually, this is talking more about Karamkandi Jnanakanda, which is not necessary for us. We will go for this. I have taken assays from Bhakti Alok. Here he is. Yeah, read this.
Shraddha is the only rule for people established on the level of bhakti. As anarthas or unwanted habits are destroyed by the power of devotional service, performed under the shelter of sadhu and guru, that Shraddha transforms into devotional service with nishtha or firm faith. As the anarthas are further destroyed, one progresses from the level of nishtha to ruchi, or taste, from ruchi to asakti or attachment, and from asakti to bhava or emotion. When bhava in the form of rati or affection is mixed with appropriate ingredients, it becomes rasa. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is
So
said,
here is a verse. Very nice example is given. Yata yatatma parimrajyate sau matpunyagata shravana vidhanaihi tata tata pashyati vastu sukshmam chakshur yataivan jana samprayuktam. See the third line. Tata tata pashyati vastu sukshmam. If you want to understand the spiritual subject matter, which is very, very subtle, one has to strictly avoid sense gratification, and one should strictly keep one's absorption as spiritual absorption. Then only the Sukshma Vastu will become revealed there. Read the translation.
when a diseased eye is treated with medical ointment, it gradually recovers its power to see. Similarly, as a conscious living entity cleanses himself of material contamination by hearing and chanting the pious narrations of my glories, he regains his ability to see me, the absolute truth, in my subtle spiritual form.
Yeah. See, when you are in, we all have experience. When we live in the material world, we interact with Maya. So we lose our innocence. We gradually become diplomatic and cunning in our attitude. Similarly, when you associate with Maya, then three diseases cling to us: Kama, Krodha and Lobha. They come and occupy our mind in varieties of shapes and forms. They occupy. So the mind becomes contaminated. Our attitude becomes one of cunning. So with such kinds of things, the Bhakti Yoga appears too simple for us. And it doesn't appeal to us. It may not touch our heart. So therefore, Bhakti Yoga is best practiced by someone who keeps his senses and mind pure. Therefore it says, Sarva Upadi Vinirmuktam Tat Paratper Nirmalam Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchate. It says. So a person who is faithful to Guru's instructions, day after day, month after month, year after year, several years, then the mind gradually gets cleansed of material desires. Material desires, like Dhruva Maharaj, he went to forest with material desire and the mind got cleansed. And he said, I don't want anything now. I am simply satisfied in devotion service. So that hankering had gone away. On the other hand, think about another person who is doing devotion service, but his hankerings are increasing more and more. He is becoming more lusty, more angry, more greedy. He is becoming more degraded. That means actually he is not following the instructions. He is actually bringing more and more dirt and garbage and throwing on himself. So therefore here it says that matpunyagata shravanabidanaihi, those who hear my Krishna Katha, tata tata pashyati vastu sukshmam, then they gain the ability to see me, which means see Krishna in his subtle spiritual form. Krishna starts, this is called revelation, we call it. I asked one Maharaj on what is difference between revelation and realization. So he said realization comes from your heart when you analytically study the subject and then you look at the world around you. You get a realization from your purification of heart and rendering of services and everything. And then he said revelation comes from Krishna, top down. Realization comes from our own heart, he said. So this is revelation, is not in our hands. There is one verse in Gajendra Moksha. Nama Atma Pradipaya Sakshine Paramatmane Namo Giram Viduraya Manashaschetasam Api. He says, by our words, by our intelligence, with all these things we cannot conquer the Lord. He is like Atma Pradip. Atma Pradip is self-effulgent sun. Sun will rise when it has to rise. You can't force the sun to rise. But when Lord is pleased with my attitude, with my service, with my sincerity, with my loyalty, faithfulness, then He will decide to reveal Himself to me. Just like in a temple, the altar is closed. Can you open the altar from outside? Who will open it? The Lord in the altar will tell the pujari, open the door now. Then the pujari opens, then we can get darshan. Correct, no? Similarly, Lord's darshan happens, revelation happens to a devotee when he wishes. And when will he wish? When he sees that you are sincere, you are not cheating, you are not, you are treating, you are freeing yourself from mental contamination by hearing and chanting. Like some people are hearing and chanting Krishna Katha, and they say hearing and chanting is boring, they are saturated, they are fed up with that. And material activities, still they find it delightful. What is the meaning? That means they are identifying more with material world or more with spiritual world? Material world. Material activities are delightful and spiritual activities are boring. So then they are not getting purified by that. So actually, if somebody says, I love my Guru, then you have to follow his instruction. Prabhupada says, if you don't follow his instruction, your love is simply sentimental, cheating. Like Prabhupada says, Jesus says, thou shalt not kill. And you guys are killing and you say, we love Jesus very much. What is the love? Love is useless if you don't follow the instructions. Yeah. The last para. Adoshadha Satsanga, that one he says, okay. Read this in this process.
In the process of sadhana bhakti, there are 4 stages: Shraddha, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti. After passing these 4 stages, one comes to the level of bhava.
See, this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, instead of 9 stages, he says only 6 stages, he says. He says, Shraddha includes sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya, anartha nivritti, everything is included in Shraddha. And then directly he goes to Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava and Prema. Totally 6 stages, he says. Out of that, in the 4 he is saying, once we pass this 4, then we come to the stage of Bhava and then Prema. According to
the degree of faith, each level has a different rules. As one leaves behind one level and progresses to the next, he should honor the rules of latter and leave aside those of former. Those who do not give up the rules of previous level are bound by those rules like chains that do not allow him to proceed to the next level.
Yeah, I will explain it. Yeah, tell the next, complete it.
In the process of devotional service, whatever rules are prescribed for each level are all subordinate to one principal rule. That general rule is given in the Padma Purana as follows.
Yeah. Together. Smartavya satatam Vishnur Vismartavyo na jatu chet Sarve vidhi nishedhasyur Etayor eva kinkaraha. Yeah.
Remembering Krishna is the eternal duty. All other prescriptions mentioned in the Shastras have arisen from this main prescription. Forgetting Krishna is never allowed. All other prohibitions mentioned in the Shastras have arisen from this main prohibition. Keeping this main prescription in mind while advancing, the practitioner should give up his attachment for the prescriptions of the previous levels and accept the prescriptions of the next level. Otherwise, he will be guilty of niyam agraha and weak in reaching the next level. The practitioner of devotional service must always remember this point.
Okay, I'll tell you an example. Say, first time you came to ISKCON for a birthday party in the Govindas. So they were serving pizza and pastries, hamburger and all those things they were giving. So you, what do you call it? Different kinds of items, Manchurian and all those things they were serving. You ate it. Now that is a beginning stage. You were coming to Govindas and then you heard the ringing of the bell, you took darshan and you went. Now you started chanting 8 rounds, 10 rounds, 16 rounds, you have come. Now you know that the standard of the Govindas and the standard of the Mahaprasad coming from the altar is not the same. What is being offered to the Lord is cooked by second initiated Brahmanas. It's very highly pure, cooked by very pure people, offered by pujaris who are serving the Lord for decades. And the Lord has personally accepted it. But the one which is cooked in the Govindas for the general mass of people is cooked by sometimes even 4-rounders or 8-rounders. Some of the cooks and waiters are not even proper devotees. So somebody was telling me, Prabhuji, why are you serving such non-prasad in the Govindas? Actually, Govindas is actually not, is mostly meant for the new people who are coming in to get inspired to connect to the temple. They put parties and everything like that. But imagine somebody is initiated devotee and still one keeps regularly coming out, eating out in Govindas and never cooking at home and offering to the Lord. That means one is stuck in the lower level. One is not going to the higher level. Correct now? Another example. Say somebody in the college days was playing guitar. Now you say that, Prabhu, you can bring your guitar for Sankalp camp or Spurti camp. You can come and play guitar or trumpet or something like that. Okay, they may bring it. But as they grow, they know that the Gaudiya instruments are Mridangam and Kartal. Now he started playing that. So then one may not, one may gradually grow to that level. But one is still attached to one's whole thing. You have become a sannyasi and still you are playing guitar. Correct, no? People may not appreciate so much. Yeah. So some of us have our old habits. So one has to. So at one level you were doing certain things which were allowed at that time. It's not that you were told to do. It was allowed. Allowed means okay, it's all right. You can do that. But when you come to next level, it will not be appreciated. As one goes to, one has to give up the sanctions for the previous level. Another example, there is a regulation given that you should eat only prasad. So we go to yatra. Sometimes there are 15 items served. Correct, no? Actually that prasadam is made, which is made, actually many of the people are coming for yatra, first time, second time they are coming, where it is served. Now if somebody is having a old body, say some devotee is already 70 years old, and if they are going in the queue taking all the items, beginning 10, 15 items, and because they say that ultimately it's all prasadam, and all devotees are taking, I will take it, they may not be able to digest it. Those who are 70, 80 years old, so many different items are served. Similarly, brahmacharis who are senior brahmacharis, all the items are being served. One has to think which item I should take and which one I should not take. Something is served like a imli, like a tamarind is being served. It's a kata. It's not good for brahmacharya. One should be choosy after you grow up in spiritual life. Is this good for me? Can I eat it or not? This item. This is so very hot. I don't have to take it. When you have 15 items, if you take say 6, 8 items which are conducive for your peaceful health, and it will also positively contribute to your Krishna consciousness. But if you are greedy to eat all the items, yes, you are materially satisfied, spiritually starving. You understand, no? And why? The reason is you may be 40, 45 years old, but you see you are eating what a 20-year-old person is eating. And he may be eating all the items. He's a new devotee, upcoming devotee. So there are certain things allowed for new devotees, and they are not so much appreciated for the older devotees. Like similarly, those who are, Prabhujis, Matajis, who have been practicing in ISKCON many years, say you have become 50, 60, 70, you have to dress also modestly. Mataji's dress in a sari, Prabhuji's dress in dhoti kurta, and come in a modest type of dress. Imagine somebody 70-year-old and they are dressing like some Bollywood actor or actress. They are dressing like that and coming to the temple. Will people appreciate it? Actually, a new person may be allowed. Somebody who is coming just now into devotional service, chanting 1 or 2 rounds, they may not know. They may be allowed certain things. Therefore, he is saying that what was allowed for the previous stages, you should not continue doing them. You may have to give them up. They were actually, some regulations were given to you. Now you have to go up. Now we have the sadhana card and all we have. We prescribe sadhana card. This many hours you should do. And that is actually given for beginners so that they can stick to that. Eventually it is expected that you go beyond the sadhana card to such a degree that even without sadhana card you are very steady in spiritual life. In terms of rising in the morning, in terms of studying Prabhupada books, in terms of chanting some extra rounds on Ekadashi day. Even without filling sadhana card, naturally it should come from where? From inside it should come. One should feel that, I have spent so many years, let me do something. Similarly, for example, to do missionary activities, if you ask how many programs are you doing in a week, how many hours you went out or for distributing books, you may have a seva card, like sadhana card. So seva card is already in the early stage. Over a period of time, the seva propensity should come from inside. That means the essence is captured by you. You are not just a ritualist. You are a spiritualist. Similarly, morning program, you all know very well that 4:30 is a Mangalarati, and some days you get up late and already Mangalarati has started. That will anyway go on, cut, it goes. So you have to get up and be on time there. So everybody knows sadhana card is there. If I don't come on time, I have to write Mahamantra or something like that. Initially, there is a fear principle. Prabhupada says Vaidhi Bhakti means That's the vidhi. Like Parikshit was told, in 7 days you are going to die. So he applied the vidhi and then he went back to Godhead. He took it very seriously. Now, okay, that's early stage solid, but later stage, even without sadhana card, one should jump from the bed, go and take a bath, and one should joyfully come for the morning program and chant with all the devotees. Not that we have to be chased with sadhana card till our last breath. So therefore, when a higher stage, the lower lower level allowances which we were given at one time, they may have to be given up. Those allowances, and one has to follow a stricter standard commensurate with one's level. That means one is actually advancing in spiritual life. Yeah. So this was the topic about ritual in essence. Now we will go to the second topic today, that is cleanliness and hygiene. Yeah. Read it.
Some concepts. A devotee is clean, Shuchi. Of course, this means clean inside and outside. The devotee's mind, heart, intelligence, body, clothes, living place, place of work, place of worship, his personal and business dealings, all should be Suchi, clean. Cleanliness is next to godliness.
Why we have to be clean? Because if you are not clean, spiritual world is a very clean place, pure place. And we say Krishna is Shuddham. Everything connected to Krishna is done very Shuddham. Those who are Brahmanas, they will know very well. In the deity room, you will see the plates are kept so clean. The vatis are kept very clean. And the altar is repeatedly cleaned. On the top, there is a separate cloth for cleaning the top of the altar and floor of the altar. It is swept and kept very, very spick and span, very clean. So, those devotees who even go to assist in backup or cutting sabji, they will know how clean things are kept, because cleanliness is godliness, it is said. Where there is cleanliness, sattva-guna increases there. And where it is unclean, tamaguna sets in. For example, if I am living in a room where the clothes are scattered here and there, papers are littered and books are littered here and there, some things are kept and it is very sandy. And nowadays the tamaguna has increased many fold because people have gadda in their homes. Like sofas and gadda means that, what do you call that, bedding. As it is never folded. So a lot of dust accumulates in that. In many homes you find even the flooring, they have a gadda type of thing. What do you call it? Whole flooring is sponge or something they have put. They have to use that vacuum cleaner, suction cleaner to remove the dust. And sometimes, people go into bathroom and come out and with wet legs they walk over it. And then that also becomes wet. So it's very unclean it is. And the principle of cleanliness is throwing water. And you can't throw water in that and clean. So therefore the floor is made with earth, either stone or with cement or something. You can throw water and clean it regularly. So to the degree you keep your place clean, your dress clean, your speech clean, your body clean by bathing, your heart clean by chanting. In all levels we should endeavor for perfect cleanliness. By doing that, we come closer to Krishna. Yeah, go ahead.
Srila Prabhupada gave advice stressing cleanliness. The future preachers of Krishna consciousness movement must learn to be Suchi, absolutely pure in all respects. And for this, practical cleansing is basic teaching. Example, not touching anything dirty to the mouth. Water itself is more antiseptic, so soap is not always required. All devotees should be also taught to wash own dishes, hands, mouths. That means always washing. They should be given what they will eat so that nothing is left over. And while bathing, they can wash their own cloth. Modern day uncleanliness.
Yeah.
Even the non-devotees is eating is unclean. Flesh and blood, pus from calves, animals, entrails and brains, fish, pigs, bugs. He finishes eating and sometimes just wipe his hand across his pants for cleaning up. The modern bathroom is often equipped with shag carpet on the floor, magazine rack and electric toothbrush. Yet modern man is so primitive in hygiene that after passing stool, he doesn't bathe but merely folds himself with paper and runs a little faucet water over his hands. His uncleanliness in mating needs need not be mentioned here.
Yeah. So, this is by His Holiness Sachibudas Maharaj. When he writes about Shuchi, he is writing these things. So, actually, when we pass stool, the whole body becomes contaminated from top to bottom immediately. So, one has to take a bath. Actually, in the morning when we get up, the order in which we do things is when you enter into the bathroom, first you clear your belly. After you have cleared your belly, passing stool and urine, then one has to wash the legs, wash the hands with soap. After that, one should brush the teeth. Because if you brush the teeth and pass stool, again you have become contaminated. So we have to pass stool first and then brush the teeth. And after that. And then we have to, and also in case you wish to shave, then one has passed stool, you wash the hands, legs, everything, then you shave first, and then we have to take a bath. Some people, even in the daytime, they shave in wash basin without taking bath. That's actually not appreciated, because when you shave, small hairs touch the body. They are considered contaminated. Once the hair is separated from the head, it is contaminated. So that should be given up. So in this way, cleanliness is also closely connected to hygiene also. Like you can see, the corona has started from China, where they were keeping all the animals and birds in those small cage kind of things, and they were all dripping with water and pus and blood and everything. Such a dirty things. Like you see sometimes the chicken are being carried in a van. How they keep them, horrible things. Actually, because of tamoguna, people can even consider eating it. If one comes to sattoguna, some people seeing it, you will feel like vomiting. You go to the fish market, what a nasty smell it is. How can people eat such a nasty thing? Because when one comes to lower gunas, tamoguna, rajoguna, then that becomes delightful. To eat such a rubbish, dirty things. One writer said, don't make your stomach into a graveyard, he said, for the carcasses of animals. Like that he said. So, in this way, therefore we have to be clean. Because the more we are unclean, unclean things will become attractive for us, eventually. The more we are unclean. And the more we are clean, we will be able to distinguish between what is clean and what is unclean. Very clearly we can do that. Yes. I read it?
In the very recent times, the wave of sexual promiscuity has covered the sense of wrong in unclean dealings. According to Bhagavad Gita, sexual affairs, like anything else, should be only utilized in the service of Supreme. Krishna says, I am sex life according to religious principles. This means that sex should only be within marriage for propagating a child to be raised in God consciousness. Nowadays, the concept that illicit sexual connection is wrong or dirty has become outmoded and is considered an old-fashioned naivete or backwardness. Profanity and obscenity accent the speech of even the most sophisticated persons. In fact, it is considered a mark of sophistication to be able to drop obscene words without a trace of embarrassment. And pornography in literature, films, and other forms of entertainment has become one of the biggest industries in the world, protected by powerful business interests and reverently given freedom by highest courts of justice. But aside from being a current fashion, the illicit and perverted sexual activities will always create deep impurities of the heart. And impure ultimately means against Krishna consciousness. Whatever uncleanliness in our minds, hearts, or bodies prevents us from approaching the Supreme Pure, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, such dirt is immoral in the most serious way. Krishna has condemned unclean food, unclean sex, unclean living habits, and therefore a devotee strictly avoids them.
Yeah, like for example, if one eats meat, one's brain becomes blunt and he cannot understand difference between body and soul. Prabhupada says the meat eaters cannot understand spiritual subject matter. Prabhupada writes in one of the places. In the same manner, indulging in sex increases bodily consciousness. Actually, sex itself is not prohibited, provided it is done within the proper framework of a man and woman religiously getting married with the permission and blessings of the parents, and then putting up a grihastha ashrama together, and they both are taking shelter of a guru, and then they are chanting the holy name, studying shastra, and then uniting together to beget children. There is no problem in that. But if sex becomes the goal of life, it becomes the main enjoyment in life, then the family will expand like cats and dogs, and then one will watch movies, one will go for parties, one will be placing lot of importance for bodily activities, and the spiritual activities will dry up. For example, in some homes you go, there is a huge TV screen right in the front hall, and people, everybody sits there for 5-6 hours a day. People are watching, and you ask them, where is the altar? They have some small tiny altar way back inside the house, in the kitchen in one corner they have, which clearly shows, the altar shows spiritual life and the TV shows material life. So they have a big material life and very tiny religious life. Just Naam ke vaste they have in one corner like that. And when one becomes a serious devotee, then the big TV is replaced by a big altar in the front hall, where people can come and take darshan of the Lord and sit there and do kirtan and attend the programs and things like that. So if somebody is serious about going back to God, they have to expand the spiritual life and not expand material life. So you find somebody says they are a devotee, but if you go to their home, you find there is a big TV, there is a lot of magazines are strewn, and then there are a lot of materialistic things. People spend time in so many material things, and the devotional component is very small. So this is one thing we can ask ourselves, whether the devotional absorption content is increasing in our life or reducing. So as similarly, here 3-4 very vital things are said. Actually, when a boy or a girl is young, there is a hormone secretion at the teenage. And that time one is completely confused and bewildered. What is this? One is wondering. One is agitated by seeing the opposite sex, and one's mind becomes very restless and bewildered. At that time, if one has some contact with the saint, and the saintly people will always teach you to restrain your senses and purify your mind and be connected to God, and they will give you devotional service engagements. And then if you are keeping away from opposite sex, like boy should keep away from a girl and engage in devotional activities. Girl should keep away from a boy and be with the mother and getting training herself. And at appropriate age, they can come together in marriage. But if they don't follow this norm, the moment the boy and girl freely start mixing, either physically or through the pornography, as he says here, or through the internet, so many dirty sites now, it is not much different from physically getting closer. It's very similar to that. The consciousness is thoroughly polluted. So if they do that, they lose their energy, they lose their luster in the face, they lose their vichara shakti, viveka buddhi, dharana shakti. Vichara shakti means the ability to analyze. Viveka buddhi means knowing the difference between right and wrong, good and bad. Dharana shakti means holding very valuable words of wisdom from the shastras for a prolonged period of time, able to hold that content. And ojas means actually not speaking useless things, but the words, every word, speaking with value and weight and content. It has a substance, substantial. So you will find that the ojas, tejas, the dharana shakti, vichara shakti, viveka buddhi, all these things are destroyed when one loses one's energy. In this way, nowadays boys and girls are becoming very degraded. You find many boys are almost like dogs, only tail is missing. You find almost like that nowadays. They are all the time surrounded by women. They are becoming very weak-minded. Sthuladhiyo, tarantyanja sthuladhiyo, Bhagavatam 11th canto says that. And therefore, when such boys somehow or other get extremely frustrated, somebody brings them to devotees. And then when devotees teach them, chant Hare Krishna, follow 4 eggs and all, they are not able to, because they are used to bad habits. They are used to being loose, they are used to being foolish, like that. So, because the obscenity and all is becoming very common now everywhere, and the people are not feeling, understanding the danger of it. As he says towards the end here, you don't know how much impurity we are dumping into our minds, and we will have to pay a heavy price for it. Not only suffering in hellish planets, But also the next lifetime is going to be difficult for us to do the homework of Krishna consciousness. If you want Krishna consciousnness to be smoother for you and you want to really go back to Godhead, you have to keep our mind pure. It is in our interest. Otherwise, if you, for example, imagine, a bottle of ink. You take a bottle of ink and throw it in the kurta. Throw ink like this, isn't it? You throw and then you make it soak completely, and then your washing is going to become difficult for you. Because it's not going to go with ordinary soap or surf if you are throwing so much dirty things. So, therefore, imagine you are going to sit in a place, already there is some oil and grease there. If you sit there flat on the ground, what will happen? The whole dhoti will become completely oily. The next day washing is going to be difficult. So, will you sit in the grease and oil and then wash the dhoti next day, or you will prefer to sit in a clean place? Think about it. Same way, do you want to dump impurities into your heart and then do the hard work of cleaning, which is not very easy afterwards? It will become very difficult. So that's what he is saying, that earlier a boy was ignorant, but after coming to Krishna consciousness, if he is enlightened, with enlightenment, if somebody is committing sin, it is a bigger crime. So therefore, I have seen that most of the boys who degrade, everything begins from smartphone. In the name of studying for the college subjects and everything, they have a smartphone which eventually makes them foolish. It doesn't make them smart. They become prey to their senses, prey to their mind, watching dirty things. And when the pornography, everything they watch, they become completely dirty in their mind. And then mind, the result of allowing impurity to enter your head and heart it's like allowing a virus to enter into your computer. Imagine you get, what is it, Trojan? Trojan virus. You pick up a Trojan virus from somebody and insert it and put it in your computer inside. Then watch what happens. Computer will go just haywire, crazy. Or it will be hanging. It will not do the work properly. Similarly, in the mind, you throw impurity, then the mind will not function properly. Once you make the mind unclean, you can see that. Kudu, 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 kudu. No, you will not be able to sit and chant. Prabhupada says a modern boy is not able to chant peacefully. Prabhupada says that. But those who have kept the mind pure, for them to sit and hear a class, sit and chant, and just be happy with little mild prasadam and be doing spiritual activities, then sattva increases. If impurity is removed, then sattva guna increases. So it's in our interest to remove all these impurities. See, Krishna says about asuras in the 16th chapter, pravrityam cha nivrityam cha janana vidurasura na shaucham na pichacharo na satyam teshu vidyate. He is telling, pravrityam cha nivrityam cha, what is the right thing to do, what is not the right thing to do, they do not know. Who? The asuri mentality people, he says that. And they don't follow any authority, nor do they want to know the truth. Because they know, if I know the truth, I have to follow. They don't want to know the truth also. And na shaucham, they are not clean. Na pichacharo, he says, they don't have proper behavior. Na satyam teshu vidyate. Their mouth is also unclean, they don't speak the truth. And then he says that cleanliness is also one of the 4 principles of religion. In the age of Kali, one is supposed to follow that. And Prabhupada says cleanliness is necessary both for the mind and body. Cleanliness of the mind is very necessary. It is possible by purification of the Lord. We have accumulated a lot of dust in the past, and by chanting and hearing the Bhagavatam, we can cleanse the mind. Read this Krishna-centered cleanliness.
Krishna-centered cleanliness. External cleanliness is important, but it has to be done in connection with Krishna. The high standard of cleanliness in worshipping the deity in the temple indicates the worshipper's devotion.
See, that is the pastime of Raghav Pandit. Read it.
Raghav Pandit's clean offering. Chaitanya Charitamrita gives the account of Raghav Pandit, who went to a great trouble to offer very clean coconuts to Lord Krishna in the temple. If there was slightest discrepancy, Raghav Pandit would not consider the coconuts suitable for offering to the Lord. When the coconuts were brought, there was little time to offer them because it was already late. The servant holding the container of coconuts remained standing at the door. Raghav Pandit then saw that the servant touched the ceiling above the door and then touched the coconuts with the same hand. Raghav Pandit then said, "People are always coming and going through that door. The dust from their feet blows up and touches the ceiling. After touching the ceiling above the door, you have touched the coconuts. Now they are no longer fit to be offered to Krishna because they are contaminated.
See the level of cleanliness Raghav Pandit is offering, see. Huh? And the Prabhupada gives the purport. Huh?
Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur states that Raghav Pandit was not simply a crazy fellow suffering from some cleansing phobia. He did not belong to the mundane world. In lower consciousness, accepting something to be spiritual when it is actually material is called Bhaumya Ijjati. Raghav Pandit was an eternal servant of Krishna, and everything he saw was related to the service of the Lord. He was always absorbed in transcendental thought of how he could always serve Krishna with everything. Sometimes neophytes, devotees on the lower platform, try to imitate Raghav Pandit on the platform of material purity and impurity. Such imitation will not help anyone. In other words, out of pure devotion, the devotee wants to make the best and the cleanest offering of worship to the Lord. Our spiritual master has encouraged us that when we are cleaning the paraphernalia for the deity, we are actually cleaning our heart.
Yeah. See, it depends on what guna we are situated in. For example, say, you are coming and giving me food, for example, in the plate. I am about to begin, I find a hair. For example, long hair is coming. So somebody may just remove the hair and say, okay, but the hair is removed now, you can eat now. That means he doesn't understand what is cleanliness. Similarly, you find there is ant in the food. You found one ant here, 2, 3 ants. If you remove those ants and says, now it's all right, you can eat now. Is it all right? Who said there are only 3 ants? There may be 30 ants. Only 3 are removed now. So what I am saying, a person is tamoguni fellow, is so tamoguni that he is not able to understand the uncleanness in it. Like Prabhupada went to one temple, he saw the lavatory was very badly stinking and unclean. So he told the devotees, what is this? Lavatory is so unclean. You know, the bucket kept there is, my Lord, dirtiest of the bucket, for cleaning the back. So the devotee said, Prabhupada, because you are coming to the temple, we have thoroughly cleaned the lavatory. They said. Prabhupada said, if you thoroughly clean lavatory is like this, then unclean lavatory, I don't know how it will be. Correct, no? So they didn't understand. So similarly, another time, one devotee went with a vessel inside the bathroom to fetch water for cooking. And Prabhupada said, how can you take water from there? That is a bathing bathroom. Bathroom water is not used for cooking. He said, Prabhupada, the same tap which gives water here only gives that. All are drinking water only, he said. Prabhupada said, even though everything is drinking water, still you should not take from the tap from the bathroom because that place itself is unclean place. It is not a holy place. It's not a clean place, but kitchen is a very special place. Things should be very clean. So many times we don't know that we are, what is tamoguna. Tamoguna will increase our impurities in the mind and heart also. So therefore, but if we keep cleanliness on a regular basis, we can rise to sattva very easily. Yes. Yeah.
Philosophy.
Okay, this is about philosophy, other than the philosophy of Shuddha Bhakti. Bhagavatam calls the jnanis as Avishuddha Buddhaya. They have impure intelligence because they want to merge in God and become God. And Narada Muni also told Narada Muni, when he was a small boy, meditating in the forest, Lord told him that Avipakva Kashayanam Durdarshoham Kuyoginam. Those whose hearts are not completely clean, I cannot give my darshan, like the Lord said. So, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did the Gundicha Mandir Marjan and cleansed the whole temple of Gundicha Marjan first in a gross way, then even the subtlest small things also. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given a nice commentary saying that Lord Chaitanya is teaching us how to cleanse the gross anarthas and subtle anarthas by cleansing the temple. So now, regarding this, philosophical uncleanliness, there are a lot of self-help books, there are so many life tool books and all coming nowadays, and devotees are reading. And I am observing many places, people find it easy to teach Ramayana than Bhagavatam. Because Bhagavatam tells the truth very strongly. And Ramayana is very nicely gelling for new people. So people think that you tell new people, no, one should be a good husband, good wife, good child, and good brother, good father, good mother, goody, and then go back, that's all. So that may be very nicely suiting. It may be good for beginning people. But if Ramayana becomes our regular absorption, say years together, every weekly program is only Ramayana, then we are likely to forget Prabhupada purports in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, which are base books. So Gita, Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can consider it as the staple food for us. Like, rice, dal, sabji, chapati. Any other book not commented by Prabhupada, anything else, that's like chutney only. Like that His Holiness Kadam Kanan Maharaj told me once in Vrindavan. So you decide how much chutney you want to eat. Will you eat chutney like rice? So Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, see I did Gita Radheshyam, 18 chapters in English and in Hindi. Then I did Bhagavata Rasmalayam first canto I did, isn't it? Now we are doing NOD, Bhakti Sindhu. We are taking from Prabhupada's purports, points and elaborating on it. So we should try to understand Prabhupada's books very nicely. Scrutinizingly we have to study it. So see it from various angles, hear from various preachers and get a deep understanding. And I can assure you, if you do that, we will develop a very strong devotional foundation. But if you get diverted by reading Mahabharata, reading Ramayana, reading different other books, and you feel that, even I remember when we went to Pandharpur, we were singing Hare Krishna mantra in the Dindi Yatra. Somebody was telling, Prabhuji, for a change, sing some other names also. Govinda Jaya Jaya, something like that. Change. Only Mahamantra is a little boring. Actually, devotee is never bored with Mahamantra. He can sing whole life Mahamantra. Alone. Only Mahamantra. We don't need new mantras every day. So actually, in any time we sing some holy names, Mahamantra should be predominant. Other names should be little few only. So in this way, philosophy also, if you are going to read too many other books, when we sit in the Vyasasana, those books only will come out of the mouth. We won't be able to give pure message to the people, we will cheat them. And we won't speak like the way Prabhupada spoke, and the truth will not be presented to them. So that is another cleanliness. If we are having a clean mouth to speak cleanly, we have to also study clean literature, which is Prabhupada's Bhaktivedanta purports. So the 2 pages we have covered, other 2 pages we will do tomorrow. Now let me take some questions now. Is the one? Okay, Umang Prabhu from Pune. Sometimes some people do artis and service as rituals, and I feel very angry as they don't pay proper attention to the deities, like giving bhoga, doing arti, etc. And they are practicing Krishna for more than 4 years. How to tell them? Can you please explain me the importance of the services so that through me you can teach them and me also? Actually, these services should be done with great attention, and Umang should report to the local authority, project manager or whatever. If he reports to local authority, the local authority should not give them deity services, because the deity services should not be done in a choir's way. Choirs are a gross way. Like, somebody brings a prasadam plate, coming running, dhadal, he puts in the altar, and the water toppled and fell down. Or he makes a arati plate and there is no, shankar for blowing the shank, or something is missing. Or he is, keeping the prasadam plate and taking bhoga plate and taking away in 2 minutes. Some people actually have passion. So they bring the passion into deity room also. So then those devotees need not be doing deity service. They can be given book distribution or something. So Umang should report to the authorities until those devotees become mature enough to do the deity service properly. Here what is the, here name is not there. This one? This is the one? Akash. What happened to Umang? That went away? Okay. Akash. One more is there? Naveen, huh? Okay, Naveen Prabhu. Okay. We travel in bus party. Sometimes the shop people give us sweets and some other items. Can we honor them by offering to Krishna through our hands? How it affects our spiritual advancement when we eat the food cooked by people who are not present? Actually, we can take it, offer it, and distribute it to people instead of devotees eating it. It's best that we don't eat sweets cooked by non-devotees. Why should we eat from non-devotees' hands? It's preferable for us. And in ISKCON you get a lot of sweets already. You are not in dearth of sweets. So, next one. What is the name here? Okay. Akash, Prabhu? Okay, Prabhuji, my parents were suggested by some astrologer that if I worship some demigod and do some pujas, then I'll be more successful in my career, and my parents forced me for that. I tried telling them that worshipping Krishna satisfies everyone, but they are not still satisfied. What more should I tell them to convince them? Okay. Okay, if your parents say that, you tell them, you do puja, demigod puja, for me to get good marks, you tell them. So let them do demigod puja, no problem. And in case they call you to home on that day of demigod puja, you can sit and silently in the mind you can chant Hare Krishna. And just for their psychological satisfaction, you can also sit. Actually, parents are very elderly and respectable, and we have to oblige not to hurt their sentiments. So you may sit for them, but you know in your heart of hearts, like my spiritual master told one family, that they had a lot of demigod pictures which their parents wanted. So they kept it as it is, and they kept Krishna also. Maharaj said, you focus on Krishna and let them focus on the demigods if they want. Okay, Sam Rodhi Prabhu is asking from Jaipur. Can we do pranayam, etc. to calm the mind, just as asanas do physical body, so chanting? Okay, you can do that. If it helps you to calm the mind and chant better, you can do, no problem. And Parth Gupta Prabhu is asking, because pranayam and asana are also part of Ashtanga Yoga, it is a Vedic thing only. It's coming, yes. And the next one. This question, it's not coming up, okay. Prabhuji told that if we have problem with mobile and internet, then we should reject the mobile and take smartphone is very necessary for college activities, and without WhatsApp and YouTube, students are not able to pass. Okay. Also, with it, mobile phone is also required for service. For example, UPI, what is UP? Okay, and WhatsApp is required, what to do? You see, what I suggest to boys who are misusing smartphone, I tell them that you can have a computer in your student center, which is publicly in a public place. Everybody can watch you opening it and closing it. So then you can do this, access WhatsApp and everything in computer nowadays. It's possible. So that way, even sometimes certain brahmacharis specifically need WhatsApp for certain services. They are handling it through the computer. It's possible. And if it is in a public place, we are unlikely to do wrong things with the computer. Okay, Arindam Maidi Prabhu from Calcutta is asking, Prabhu, it has been very difficult to convey spirituality to our more family members and preaching others. Sometimes very much argument starts with the mundane thing I like. They are also devotees, but they believe in Lord like their mundane point of view, and after that the argument I become angry, leave the place without a word and sit for somewhere lonely, but and then it's not not going down only. Okay, I hold him away waist. Okay, see, Arindam Prabhu, it may not be very good idea for you to preach to them at this stage. We should actually you first worry about your own practice. Actually, one who has practiced very strictly, sincerely, seriously, they carry a certain aura and they carry certain weight in their personality, which influences the other people subtly. So they are subdued in their wrong understandings, and then the right understanding will be easily captured by them. But if you are very convinced, they will be immediately convinced. You can convince others very easily. But you are yourself practicing now. So you should, if you are getting into heated arguments, that means you are insecure. So if you have to come out of that insecurity, what to do? First, we become ourselves very stable. We don't have to preach to them. In fact, even when I tried to preach to my father, it was not very effective. I took Gauranga Prabhu once, then my father talked to him 2 hours. So it's better for sons and daughters to preach to parents through other devotees rather than they preaching themselves. Ravi Giri Prabhu is asking, if you are habituated to breaking rules because of our upbringing, so even after taking Krishna, we have the same habit, how to overcome that? No. Now we have knowledge. If you say that, no, I am habituated, then you have to suffer. There is no other alternative. If you again and again keep breaking, again and again you suffer, that's all. Actually, the jiva will thoroughly suffer, and then he will come to the point, he will understand that now I have to become more careful. Actually, we don't want to be like a Latonka booth, as we say. If you are a gentleman, it doesn't take several attempts to beat you up to tell you what is right. So therefore, Prabhupada was once told by one temple president, Prabhupada, devotees drop their plates in the wash basin area and they go away and they don't wash the plates. And Prabhupada said, you should you should make an announcement about it, that everybody after completing eating you should wash the plates and then submit it in a place. And Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, I have announced several times and I requested you even once to tell in your class. Still they are not doing. What to do, Prabhupada? And Prabhupada said, the spiritual masters, one instruction is enough, he said. If they are not following it, they are fallen down, he said. That's all. Once Guru says this is what you should do, if they are not doing, they are fallen down, that's all. And Prabhupada also said, if you don't have determination to follow the right thing, you are an animal, Prabhupada said. Animals actually act by instinct, but human beings can act with sense control. So, therefore, if you are again and again not caring for the instructions, then we will have to suffer. There is no other way. Then we have to learn through hard way. Like Prabhupada says, there are 4 types of people. No? One person hears and he follows. Another person hears, but he has to experience it. When he experiences, then he will follow. Third person hears, experiences, and still doesn't follow. He repeats it again and again. Then he suffers again and again. And the fourth person is one who not only he hears it, he observes others suffering by doing wrong things. By observing others, he doesn't want to repeat it. So you could decide in which category you want to be. Narad Pancharaj Prabhu from Pune is asking, whenever we plan to make sankalpa for more reading and hearing, but due to our weakened determination of unavoidable situation or service hours combination, it results in recurring frustration. Okay. So you sleep at night early, 9 o'clock, get up at 3 o'clock, 3 to 4 you study, and 4 o'clock you take bath. Because if you go to take bath at 3 o'clock, it will become 3:45. If you 3 to 4 you study, 4 to 4:15, 4:20 you will be ready. You will see that. You try it, it will make a big difference. Shubha Krishna Prabhu from GGD is asking, I am feeling saturated in Bhakti, Prabhu. Yeah, that is because of material absorption. When you are material absorbed, you are like a broken down car. Now you cannot go ahead in spiritual life. When you are materially absorbing yourself, 100% guaranteed. If somebody is becoming saturated in spiritual life, that person has to be inclined to material life very strongly. You are watching some things in the computer which you are not supposed to be watching. You are doing certain things you are not supposed to be doing. You are not following the instructions, so you are saturated in spiritual life. So when you hear glories of Krishna, it is very painful for you, pricking for you, because you want to hear your own glories. So in such a situation, you have the choice to decide. You go back to material life and get kicks and come back, or you don't stay in the center with devotees, because you will suffer a lot and you will make others also suffer. Better stay out, and then slow down your spiritual life. Go back to 1 round. Instead of 16 rounds or 8 rounds, go back to 1 round. And reading, chanting, everything you reduce, and enter into material life, full swing, and try to work hard in material life and make money. Whatever things, desires are in your mind, you fulfill those desires along with little spiritual life. So this will help you not to offend the devotees around you. And then you can flourish in material life for a while and get kicks, sufficient kicks, and understand material life will not make you happy. At that time, knowledge will dawn. And then spiritual life will be done with more enthusiasm. Tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, I am speaking one lecture which will be relevant to you. That talks about from shaky to steady spiritual life. From shaky to steady spiritual life. I will be elaborating more on this tomorrow. You can hear that. Okay, Mahidhar Prabhu is asking. Some people outside of ISKCON chant first Hare Krishna, Vakya Hare Rama Krishna. You can write to His Grace Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhu. He has got 5-6 Shastri quotes, some giving Hare Rama first, some giving Hare Krishna first. You write to him. He is very well known. You can write to him. It's not going up. My Lord, so many? Turn back. It's not going. Where is it? This is the one? After Mahidhar Prabhu, Subir? Subir. How can conditional stage of a person change, especially when it affects Krishna consciousness movement, because of one's bad behavior due to conditioning can disturb neophyte and immature devotees? Yeah, correct. Actually, both things happen. The movement gets good name by good people doing good things. There are some people bringing their conditionings, bringing bad reputation. It's a mixture of both. Mm. And leave alone others. We have to worry about our own conditionings also. We should try our best to change, improvise over a period of time, watch our movements, speech, behavior, everything, and take feedback given by other devotees, make note of them, and then make a rectification. So by advancing in Krishna consciousness also, it gradually gets washed away and conditionings. But apart from that, we should also make a special effort from our side. Nanagiri Prabhu is asking, my work shift is from 7:30 to 5:30 a.m. After logging out, I worship altar at home and take prasad, but not able to finish 16 hours because of working whole night. Yeah, no, you need sleep. You get a full sleep 5:30 to 11:30 or something, 5:30 to 10:30 or something, and then take a bath, and then daytime you chant. And okay. Same question is repeated again. Okay. Jagrat Kumar Prabhu is asking, one should hear pastimes more or philosophy as pastimes are more relishable. Now, pastime may be relishable, but without philosophical foundation, pastime simply will be like a very nice entertainment. It will not sink in our heart. We need both a combination of philosophy and pastimes. Basically, read Prabhupada books, that's all. Prabhupada books have a blend of both. Yeah. Bhimraj Prabhu is asking, how to know that one is cheating oneself or symptoms of doing so? Because it's difficult to, that one may himself be willingly wanting to go away from Krishna. Yeah, it's very easy to know that you are cheating others, or cheating Krishna, cheating devotees. You may not know you are cheating yourself, you know that you are cheating others. Actually, whenever we get mischievous mentality, we also see it, observe it. It's not very difficult. And your seniors will be unhappy also. Other devotees will also tell you. So you can ask feedback from others also. Saurabh Prabhu is asking from Yoga Choice, how to distinguish between absorption and the mental imagination of a pastime? Actually, we don't have to imagine any pastime. You just read a book and try to understand what Prabhupada is saying. When I talk about spiritual mental absorption, I talked about prayer. I didn't talk about pastime. Did I say about pastime? I was telling, meditate on the meaning of samsara davanala. Like that I said. Pastime absorption is a very advanced stage. Mukesh was asking, what is the best way to increase mind's attention capacity during chanting? Yeah, you have to read chanting books like Japa by Burujan Prabhu, Art of Chanting Hare Krishna by Mahanay Swami. Read the books, lot of things are there. Kaushik Prabhu from Hyderabad is asking, why don't we sing Vibhavarisheshan Mangalarati, which glorifies the Lord so beautifully? Actually, Prabhupada has given us a Mangalarati procedure for all the ISKCON temples worldwide. We follow that Samsara Dava. Only in Vrindavan, Prabhupada wanted them to sing Vibhavarishesha. They sing that. Only that, yeah. So some more questions are there, I think. Okay, more questions. I will not be able to answer them today. So, thank you all very much. Prabhupada ki. Thank you very much.